Hello again, young artists. My name is Miss Blanca, and today we will be working with the color wheel. We will be learning about primary colors, secondary colors, complementary colors, and analogous colors. We will also be working with shapes and using warm tones and cool tones to bring to life some amazing artwork. So let's put our creative caps on and head out. All right, kids, for today's lesson, we will need 2 sheets of paper, a pencil, color pencils or crayons, whichever you have is fine, markers, if you have some. If not, it's fine as well. We will need 2 lids, one big and one small. We will need 1 eraser and a ruler. Like I said, we're going to be working with the color wheel today, and this is the color theory chart. Because we do not have this sheet at home, we will be creating our own, and this is what it will look like. So we will need our blank piece of paper and the big lid. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the lid on the piece of paper. Then we're going to grab our pencil and we're going to trace the lid around. You should have a perfect circle. When you are done with that, the next step is to grab your ruler and you're just going to make a line right at the center. It does not have to be perfect as long as there's a line running from one side to the other. Just like this. You see one side is bigger than the other, that's totally fine. It does not have to be perfect. The next step is we're going to make 2 dots at the top of the circle. 1, 2, and then 2 dots at the bottom. 1, 2. And then we're going to try to make a dot right at the center of this center line. It does not have to be perfect. Right at the center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our ruler, or we're going to try to connect the dots. Oh, you see it's a little off? It's totally fine. We can work with that. Even if it's a little off, it does not matter. Just go ahead and erase it. All right. Now going off of this center point, we're going to do the same to the other side, connecting the other dots. Now we should have a full circle looking like a pizza. All right, the next step is working with our primary colors. What are our primary colors? Our primary colors are the 3 colors from which all colors are created. The 3 colors are red, yellow, and blue. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to color those pieces off. We're going to grab our red crayon or marker, or preferably crayon or color pencil at this point. So go ahead and start coloring it in. Make sure you stay within the line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just do your best to stay within the line. Be nice and soft with your strokes, because if you go too hard, you're going to ruin the paper. And if you go too soft, then you can't really see the color. We want to make sure that it's nice and even and soft. Be soft with your strokes. Don't worry about it. Just color it in until you get the whole little piece of pie in. And there we go. We got our red. Next, we're going to do the yellow. So we're going to skip 1 slice and we're going to go over to this 3rd one right here, and we're going to color it in. We're coloring it yellow. So primary colors are very important because, again, they are the colors from which every other color comes from. And these colors are also important because they let us know that they cannot be recreated by mixing other colors. These colors come as is. And they're very bright and very beautiful too. Every time I work with yellow, it reminds me of the sun. And whenever I think of the sun, I think of sunny days when I get to go outside and enjoy the nice sunlight. Alright, so we got our yellow. So we should have the red and the yellow. The next color is the blue. So again, we're gonna go ahead and skip one slice and we're gonna color in the blue. So grab your crayon or your color pencil and start coloring your blue. Make sure you try to stay within the lines because we're gonna use these other slices for other colors. You'll see, it'll look really, really cool when we're done. And once we are done with this, if you guys want to retry recreating it, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and redo it and practice, practice, practice. This is good practice for learning your colors. So go ahead and finish it up. Blue is such a nice color. It reminds me of the ocean. And then I think of dolphins and whales. And then I just get happy. So go ahead and finish this up. Stay within the lines best you can. We are not perfect, but we can try. There. We should have our red, our yellow, and our blue. So these are our three primary colors. Remember this. Three primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. And these are the three colors from which every other color derives from. Now, the second step to working with our color wheel will be creating our secondary colors. Our secondary colors are colors that are created when you combine your primary colors. For example, what happens when we mix red and yellow? Well, red and yellow makes orange. Yellow and blue put together make green. Blue and red put together make purple. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to try to avoid using the actual colors that are purple and orange and green. Why? Because it's too easy. We want to challenge ourselves, right? We want to be able to create these colors. We don't just want to reach over and grab them. That's too easy. We're going to have to work for these colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the first empty box right after the red. So it's the box that's empty between the red and the yellow. And we're going to create orange. How we do this is by grabbing our yellow and coloring it in. We're going to do the same thing. So at the end, it's going to look like we have two yellow boxes or slices. I like slices. Let's say slices. Go ahead and color it in. It's going to look so cool. It's kind of like a little science experiment, but with colors. That's always fun. I was never really good at science, but I feel like a scientist when I'm working with these colors. Alright, there we go. We have two yellow boxes. But remember, we're only working with the box that's next to the red, not the other one. This one right here. Then we're going to grab our red and we're going to color on top of the yellow, but make sure you're really soft with it, because if you go too hard on coloring, it's going to make it look like a red, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to avoid making a red or we're just trying to make an orange. So go ahead and be soft with your coloring. You see how it's not entirely red, but it kind of starts giving it that orange look. And try to stay within the line. Do your best. We're not perfect, but we can always try and do our best. Color, color, color. We're almost there. It's starting to look like an orange, right? All right. You see, that's pretty cool. Now, if you want to make it look a little more like an orange, you can always go back, grab your yellow, and just kind of color on the top a little more. Give it another coat of yellow in that little slice. And that definitely looks like orange now, right? Isn't that cool? Nice. So now we have red, orange, and yellow. The next color will be, between the blue and the yellow, is green. So we're gonna do the same exact thing that we did, but except this time we're gonna work with, instead of using red, we're gonna use blue. We will keep the yellow because we need yellow. So go ahead again and color this box, the one that's opposite of the red, or we said slice, right? Slice, and color it yellow. It's a lot of yellow. I like yellow. Yellow is good. It's a happy color, very happy color. All right, so we have our yellow slice right here. Now we're gonna grab our blue, and again guys, we do not want to color too hard in because then it will just look like a blue. We wanna make sure we're soft with our blue because this is the darker color. So go ahead and start coloring in. And as you can see, it already starts looking like green, like a green shade, right? Make sure you're soft with coloring this. We do not want it to look blue. We want it green. So be nice and soft. We're almost there. This is super easy and super fun. I think this is more fun than actually coloring in the sheet, because the sheet just has you do it. But this, you actually create the whole thing out of scratch. It makes me feel important in some way, in a happy way. All right. So we have our blue on top. Now we're gonna give it one extra layer of yellow on top. And you see how it starts really looking bright green now? It really looks like green. We're almost there, almost there. All right, that is so cool, right? So now we have our red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. So what color are we missing? We are missing purple. And purple is created by mixing what two colors? Red and blue. When you mix red and blue, these two primary colors, you get the secondary color, which is purple. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the yellow away. We're done with yellow. We're gonna use red first because red is lighter than blue, right? So we always wanna make sure when we're blending colors, we start off with the lighter color and then we add the darker color on top. It just makes it easier. Whichever way you want, that's totally fine, but I prefer this way. So go ahead and color this last slice in. All the way. You're gonna be left with 2 red slices. Try to stay in the lines. Do the best you can. all the way, all the way. We're almost there. All right, 2 red slices. But remember, we're not working with this one right here. We're working with this one, the one next to the blue. So now we're gonna give it the blue coat on top. And we're gonna be really soft with it, remember, because we do not want it to look blue, we want it to look purple. So we have to make sure that we give it a nice soft coat on the top. And guys, try not to chicken scratch. Chicken scratch means when you just kind of like scribble whatever you want and you get out of the lines. We're not chickens here. We're people. We have hands. We have the ability to move our hands wherever we want. Not that animals can't, but we have more control. We know what we're doing. Oh, you see, I got out, but that's fine. It was an accident. It's a little baby chicken scratch. We can work with that. Color it in. All right, and now we want to give it the final coat with the red, just to make it look a little more purple. That looks pretty awesome, right? We are all color scientists. That's a first, because I am not a scientist. I am an artist, but it's fine. And there we have it. We have our color wheel, and we worked with our primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. And these are the 3 colors from which every other color derives from. Our secondary colors are colors that are created when you blend the primary colors together. So those are orange, green, and purple. When we mix the primary colors red and yellow, we get orange. When we mix yellow and blue, we get green. When we mix when we mix blue and red, we get purple. So there you have it, guys. This is our color wheel. So now that we're done with our beautiful color wheel, you see this one was with paint. Actually, this was watercolor crayons, but we're working with materials that we can find at home. Crayons, color pencils, any of that is fine as long as you created this wheel, this beautiful wheel. Now we're gonna put this paper aside, and don't put it too far away because we're actually gonna reuse it. Now we're gonna grab the other white sheet. Continuing with learning about our color theory, we're gonna work with complementary colors today. And what are complementary colors? Complementary colors are colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. For example, what's opposite of red on this color wheel? It is green, right? So these 2 are complementary. When you put red and green next to each other, they stand out, right? They almost look like Christmas colors. Or if you're looking at a strawberry or a red apple and it has like the little green stem, it stands out a lot, right? Why? Because they are opposites. So the other opposites are yellow and purple, right? So when you put yellow and purple together next to each other, they stand out, right? So they almost look like Laker colors. If you're like a sports fan, you might recognize these colors because they stand out a lot. Or if you like pansies, it's a type of flower. The pansy is commonly seen and known for its vibrant purple and yellow. So those are also complementary. The last set of complementary colors are orange and blue. So when you put orange and blue next to each other, they also complement each other, right? All right, so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna make 3 small circles. So grabbing the lid, the small lid, we're gonna make 3 small circles. We need our lid and we need our pencil, and we're just gonna trace. All right, so we're done tracing that first circle. We're gonna make a second circle. We're gonna do the same thing, place the lid on the paper and just trace it with your pencil. And if you make a mistake, that's why we have an eraser, so you can erase it and go back and redo it. It's not a problem. Again, these circles, they don't have to be placed exactly as how I'm doing it. You can do it however you like, as long as all 3 circles fit on this sheet of paper. So we're working with tracing our last circle, and there we go. We have 1, 2, 3 circles. Now we're gonna grab our lid, and the same thing that we did with our color wheel where we cut it in half, we're gonna do the same thing. And it's not cutting, it's just drawing a pretty little line that goes right in the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Sorry. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's a line dividing 2 sides of the circle. See, one is bigger than the other, that's fine. It does not have to be perfect. We work with our mistakes all the time. Another one, and this last one right here. Awesome. So we have 3 circles. Now with these 3 circles, we're gonna color in our complementary colors. Again, complementary colors are colors that are opposites of each other on the color wheel, right? So what did we say was the color that was opposite of red on the color wheel? We said it was green, right? So red and green are opposites. For this one, if you want to go ahead and mix the colors, that's absolutely fine to create that green, but you don't have to. It is good practice, but if you just want to go ahead and color it green, that's also fine. I will be, for the purpose of this video, mixing the colors just so that you get a little more practice on this. So go ahead and on either side, color it red. Again, no chicken scratch, guys. We want to make sure we stay within the lines of this circle. We are not perfect, but we can always try our best. Go ahead and color it red. Take your time. You know, we are at home. There's no rush. We're not really going anywhere. We're just sitting here and enjoying the moment, coloring, absorbing these colors, enjoying the vibrant red and the beautiful green we're about to create. So finish it up. I'm getting out of line, but it's fine. Not perfect. Work with our mistakes. And there we go. We have our red. The opposite of red on the color wheel is green. So now we're about to create green. And what colors did we say create green? Well, if we look at the color wheel, we see that green is in between blue and yellow. So blue and yellow give you green. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our yellow, and we're gonna grab our blue. We're gonna color it in yellow first because it's the lighter color, because I like to do it this way. It's a very good way to do it. Go ahead and color that other half yellow. It's a little confusing, but in the end it will look really awesome and they'll totally stand out. You'll have your little Christmas colors right here. And not necessarily Christmas, but you know, red apple with green stem, strawberry with green stem, cherries with green stem. Fruits are awesome and very tasty. So let's go ahead and finish this yellow. All right. Now we're gonna grab our blue and we're gonna do the same exact thing like we did on the color wheel. We're gonna give it a second coat of blue, but we're gonna be light with it. Remember, we don't want it to look blue. We want it to look green. So you see how it's absorbing and blending in into that yellow? It doesn't even look blue, it looks green. It looks like a little aqua green, but we'll fix that. It's not a problem. Getting out of line, it's okay. I'm not doing it on purpose. Finish it up. All right, so it's starting to look green now, right? So now we're gonna give it the last coat, and we're gonna go back with the yellow and just color it over that blue that we just put on. Nice and green, right? That's awesome. So this is our first set of complementary colors. We have our red and our green. For the next one, it is orange and blue. So for the second circle, we're gonna go ahead and grab our blue, because you can't recreate blue, you already have your blue. Go ahead and color one half of the circle, either this side or this side, whichever you like. I will choose this side. And then I will start coloring it blue. Color, color, color. Don't rush it. Take your time. Things are always better when you go slow. You don't rush things, you kind of avoid making more mistakes. Although mistakes are inevitable, we can always work with our mistakes, but let's just try to go slow. All right, so we got our blue. Now for the other half, remember, what's opposite of blue on the color wheel? Yellow. All right, sorry. Opposite of blue is orange. So we are gonna create our orange. We can easily use the orange, but that's boring. We're gonna create it by using our red and yellow, because red and yellow give us orange, the secondary color, right? So let's go ahead and color it yellow first. The other half that was not colored, color it yellow. And remember guys, because blue and yellow mix, let's try to avoid hopping onto this other side when we're coloring it yellow, because then we'll start making green. And we don't want green on this, right? Green doesn't belong here. It belongs over here with that red, because those two are complementary. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Yellow, yellow. We're almost done. And we are finished with the first coat. Now we're gonna grab our red. Give it that second coat. Remember, be soft with the red because we do not want it to look red. The intention here is to make it orange. Red and blue are not complementary, they are primary. But we are working with complementary colors right here, so we do not want this to be red, we want it to be orange. So make sure you're soft with your red. Be very light on your hand. If it starts hurting, you're probably doing it really hard, and then it's starting to look red. But if it feels light, almost like a feather, then you're doing a good job. You see how it's starting to look orange? Now we want to give it that third coat just to finish it off and give it that last shade of yellow, and then it'll finally look like orange. Now if you're a perfectionist, you can always go back and fix it up. It's up to you. Making things perfect is fine. We're not perfect, but we can always try. All right, so we have our blue and we have our orange, right? So now, which is the last complementary set of colors that we need? We have yellow and purple, right? Because they're opposites on the color wheel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by coloring 1/2 of the circle yellow. I started the other 2 circles on this side. Now I'm gonna do this one yellow. Again, it's up to you. You guys don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but just make sure you're getting the colors right, because that's what's gonna give you your complementary colors. So I'm starting off with the right side and I'm coloring it yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. I like saying yellow. It sounds fun. And it is fun. It's a fun color. Very bright, very happy. Makes me feel good. Alright, so we're done with our yellow. Awesome. So now the color that is opposite of yellow on the color wheel is purple. And how do we create purple? Well, we look at our color wheel and we find purple. And then we look at the colors that are next to it, which are red and blue, right? So when you mix red and blue, you bring them together, you get purple. So for the sake of purple, remember guys, I always start with the lighter color first. I'm gonna color this half red. Red all the way. Don't be too hard on your color. It also hurts your hand if you color too hard. You get tired and you don't want color anymore. So always try to be soft on your hand. We have to treat our hands right. They're going to be with us for a long time. So we have to take care of our hands. They're very important to us artists. So you have the red. Now we're going to go with the blue. And we're going to give it that second coat. Remember, be soft with your blue. You don't want it too dark because then it just looks like blue. Our intention here is to make it purple, not blue. Blue belongs with orange. Purple belongs with yellow. So we're almost done. Let's get this little corner in here. Try not to stay, not to go out of the line. There, and now we want to make it a little more purple, so we're going to grab our our red. We're going to color it, give it that third coat, and it should start to look purple. Isn't that cool? We just created our complementary colors right here. There you go. So we have our 3 sets of complementary colors. They are red and green, blue and orange, purple and yellow. And it's pretty cool because when you look at the color wheel gives you the answer. So when you look at the color wheel, the color that is opposite of red is green. The color that is opposite of orange is blue. The color that is opposite of yellow is purple, right? And always remember that complementary colors are, one color is primary and the other is secondary, right? So right here with the red and the green, we have primary color red and secondary color green. Right here with the blue and the orange, we have primary color blue and secondary color orange. And for the last set, we have primary color yellow and secondary color purple. All right, we are done with our complementary colors. Now we're gonna grab this sheet of paper and we're gonna turn it over. We are resourceful, guys. We do not want to waste paper. We want to use as much of the same paper as we can, right? So we're gonna grab this paper, we're gonna turn it over, and now again we have a clean sheet of paper. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab the same little small lid and we're gonna make 2 circles. So where's my pencil? Here it is. We're gonna grab the pencil and we're gonna trace it like that. So we have 1 circle, oh, right here, but it's okay, we can go back and fix it. And then right underneath it, we can trace the 2nd circle. And why 2 circles? Well, for this one, we are gonna be working with our warm and cool colors. So warm and cool colors right here, you see? So our cool colors are the colors that look fresh and very cool and just very fresh. And they are purple, blue, and green, right? So if you put your hand over the color wheel like this, you are left with green, blue, and purple, right? And those colors are very, very cool, just at glance, right? So then our warm colors are orange, yellow, and red. Warm because they look hot, right? When you look at them, they look very warm, almost like a sunny day, like a day in summer, right? And the cool colors remind you of winter, right? So when we put our hand over the color wheel on this half, we're left with the red, orange, and yellow. So it's pretty cool how the color wheel gives us the answer to all of these color creations, right? So for our first circle, we are going to make a dot in the center, and the same with our 2nd circle right at the center. Now we're gonna separate this into 3 slices. So we're gonna go ahead and make 1 dot at the bottom, 1 over here, not exactly at the top, but more like diagonal over there, and another one over here. So we have 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we're gonna do the same with this bottom one. Dot in the center, dot at the side, not exactly right to the side, but more diagonal, dot at the side, and dot right at the bottom, right? So it kind of looks like a little face, like the little eyes and the nose and the little mouth. All right, now we're gonna grab our ruler and we're just gonna connect the dots. So the dot that's diagonal to the left, we're gonna connect it to the center, like that. Now we're gonna do the same thing with our other dot. We're gonna connect the 2 dots, just like that. And the same thing with the bottom. So we should be left with 3 slices. 3 slices of pie, 3 slices of pizza, whatever you like. So we have our 3 slices. Now we're gonna do the same exact thing with the bottom. We can do it later, but I'd rather just do it now so we get it out of the way and then we have time to color. So we're just connecting the dots. Just like that. We create our own slices, right? They do not have to be perfect. You see mine's still kind of like a little out of the way, but that's fine. As long as you get 3 slices, that's totally fine with me. So we put the ruler to the side. We put the lid to the side because we will not be using it. All right, so first we're gonna start off with our cool colors. Again, you put your hand over this half of the color wheel and you get your 3 cool colors, which are green, blue, and purple, right? So for this top one, we're gonna be making the cool colors, right? Well, when I say making, it's more like making the purple and the green because we have to mix those, right? So let's start off with our blue because it's easy. So let's start off with our blue. Whichever side you choose, you can color it blue. Go ahead and do that now. Grab your blue and just color it in. Again, no chicken scratch, guys. We do not want to get out of our line. But if you accidentally do get out of line and it's an accident, then that's fine. We work with our mistakes. Go ahead and keep coloring. Finishing it up, kind of. Almost done. There, now we have our blue, right? Now, what's the next cool color is green. So how do we get green again? We look at our color wheel and we find green, and then we look at the colors that are on the side, which are yellow and blue. So in order to make green, we need yellow and blue. So we have our blue, and now we can grab our yellow. So remember, we use a lighter color first. So either one of these you can choose. I choose this one. I color it yellow first. Yellow, yellow. I like saying yellow. Only with this color, actually. Kind of just like rolls off my tongue when I say it. So I like to say yellow, yellow. So color it yellow all the way. And remember, try to avoid going on this side, because then you're going to create two green slices, and we're not trying to create two green slices. We just want one green slice. Now with our blue, we're going to give it that second coat, but make sure you're soft with it again. You don't want it too hard, because then we have two blue slices, and that's no fun. Blue is awesome, but we do not need two blue slices. We only need one. So go ahead and finish that up. Give it that nice second coat of blue. Color, color. We're almost done. Just make sure it's kind of even. All right, now we get our yellow again, and we give it that last coat. And you see how it kind of looks more yellow than green? That's no problem. We go ahead and we grab our blue and we give it another coat. You can give it as many coats as you want, as long as you get to the color that you're trying to get. So that looked more like a yellow green. Those are tertiary colors. We're not working with those right now, but next time we will. But we're trying to focus more on this secondary color, which is just green. Not yellow green, not blue green, but green itself. So now it looks more like green, right? And I'm gonna color just a little more just to even it out. We do not want it to look yellow-green, we want it green. All right, I think that looks fine, right? So we have our blue slice and we have our green slice. Now we need this third slice, which is purple. And again, purple is a secondary color, and in order to create purple, we look at purple on the color wheel, and then we look at the two colors that are next to it, which are blue and red. And then when we blend red and blue, we get purple. So we're gonna grab our red, and then we're gonna have our blue right here. And the lighter color is not blue, but red. We're gonna go ahead and color it red. Try to stay within the line, do your best. That's all I'm asking for. Keep coloring until you're done with the slice. All right, we're done with our red. Now we're gonna give it that second layer of blue. Remember, we're aiming for a purple, not red purple or not blue purple, but just purple itself. Those other colors I'm mentioning right now are tertiary colors, and we will work with them next time. For right now, we're just focusing on secondary and primary colors and complementary colors and cool and warm colors, and this one in specific is warm and cool colors, right? All right, so you see how it still looks a little red? We don't want red, right? So we continue with the blue. Keep working with that blue. Get every little corner so that it looks nice and even. See, now that I'm like evening out this blue, it's starting to look purple, right? So keep going, keep going. I'm getting out of line a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not doing it on purpose. All right, so now it looks more purple, right? So now we grab our red just to give it that final coat. Be super soft. Remember, we don't want it to look too red. All right, so there we go. We have our blue, green, and purple. And you see how this green here still looks a little yellow? Well, that's not a problem. We can grab our blue and give it one last coat. We can always go back and fix things. Never think that because you did it, it's unfixable. No, you can always go back and fix it. We work with our mistakes. And it's not a mistake if you can't fix it, right? Because all mistakes are able to be fixed. So go ahead and finish it up. There, now it looks like green, right? So we have our cool colors, which are green, blue, and purple. So we have green, blue, and purple, right? Doesn't that look cool? Very fresh, cool colors. Now we're gonna work with our warm colors. So going back to the color wheel, what are our warm colors? Well, they are red, orange, and yellow. And it's pretty funny because with our cool colors, we have one primary color and we have two secondary colors, right? Well, it's actually the opposite with the warm colors. We get red, yellow, and orange, and we have two primary colors and we have one secondary color. So this one's gonna be so much more easier. We're gonna grab our red